All right, what's up, everyone? We are back again with another video. We're going to be doing some more ranked gameplay with Bonney. I already did a deck profile kind of guide for Bonney and already showcased one game yesterday. If you missed that video, I will try and remember to have that linked up above, but sometimes I forget to do that. So if not, it's the video I did yesterday. You can check it out on the channel. This is a deck list we used. I'm not going to talk in depth about it here. If you want to know more about the deck list and card choices and or other options you could consider running in this deck, be sure to check out the guide as we talk about all of that over there. With all that said, let's go ahead and jump right into the ranked gameplay. All right, we're up against the OP07 Rob Lucci. This matchup can be a little tricky since they do have removal for a lot of our stuff, but Hawkins is pretty good and they chose to go second, which is interesting. We've got a solid curve. Ideally we find the 5-drop Luffy play alongside the Rosinante and we can really show the combo we were going for with that card. There's a jewelry Bonney, so maybe we can find it here. No dice. I think we just take another Basil Hawkins because that card is very good in this matchup. Just leave the Bonney alone. Let me get another search off. I promise it's okay. Alright, that's cool too. Trasha Echo Moria. We'll swing at him. Play out the Rogue. You're going to want to remove this. Want to find the 5-drop Luffy so we can shut down most of their removal. Doflamingo's also pretty good. And the Sabo here. So we're going to get to keep our Rogue, which means we can play this and leave the one up, which is pretty good. Trashed a couple of their boss monsters already. They did just filter, so they've probably got a couple in their hand at this point as well. They probably just free block it. Yeah. But now we get to rest it, so that's cool. I want to find the Luffy so bad. We've already got the Basil. They basically can't get rid of that. If we stick the Luffy with the Rosinante, unless they, I mean, they do, we know they're running the Sabo, so that is an out they have for it. They're reducing a road. Did we just block with it? They're gonna just kill it? Probably. They left 5 up. There's a good chance that's just a Haku. So we'll just go ahead and take the block while we can. A little unfortunate. They got the stage now. Maybe it was better to force them to remove it. Brook is a way they can remove the Basil Hawkins. We don't love that. But what if we just played another Basil Hawkins? Though, I suppose if they have Tempest, they just get to get rid of it. Basically, they Tempest, stage, attack with Brook before they attack with anything else. That would suck a little bit. So let's hope they don't do that. I already played one Tempest. could attack with this one. I don't think that's the schmoove though. Then they can attack into it. And I'm still at 4 life. Yeah, it's looking like it's gonna be a Tempest. Oh. Well, maybe they just don't know what they're doing, because now they can't rest that. He's safe. So I guess it is a once per turn effect. They could have another way to remove it, but seems like, I don't know. Ooh, we should just do their leader, right? Because this will rest Sabo. Yeah, let's just rest the leader. This rests Sabo. It's a 4K attack. So yeah, they're probably going to play a Kaku now. Get rid of the one Basil Hawkins. That's fine. We could just play the 10-drop Doflamingo here. They will have a couple attackers. But I don't know, that seems okay. Just stall things out a little bit. We'll pass it over. Did have to bottom deck quite a few cards there, since you do also have to bottom deck 2 CP cards to get the reduction on the Kaku. Did they bottom deck? The event, Khalifa. I don't know, it's too much work to figure all that out. Hendon can get a couple attacks off here as well. Gonna be playing the Khalifa. Don't think removing the Doflamingo here would be hard with only 6 Dawn left. They can bring it down to 4 with Stage. So I guess they could Tempest. They don't have enough in trash for that. Tempest Kaku doesn't get there. They could... You're gonna have to play, I think, at least 2 or 3 things to get rid of this. Gonna be swinging 7. Hey, there's the boy. All right, I'm excited. I know it's troll, but come on, we gotta do it. 5 Dawn. Don't do anything crazy. Just a big attack. Sure. Oh, they were both in our life. Okay. All right. Let's clear the Sabo and the Brook. Though Brook's not really doing anything, he's just a body we can clear. Or they can give us some cards. Alright, they don't. Alright. Let's go. So they have to have a way to KO Corazon Rosinante. I keep calling him Corazon. They have to have a way to KO Rosinante without bringing him down to a 3 cost. Then they can KO the Luffy, and then they can start KOing everything. But if they can't, get rid of Rosinante. We're cooking. Because we're just not going to attack with the Luffy. We can play out the Rogue next turn. Search for another 10 drop. They needed to start developing some more board. Because I'm developing board now. With my leader effect, I can just start resting stuff, clearing board, and taking over the game, since they're not even able to KO my stuff easily right now. But we'll see what the opponent's got cooking. Gonna be starting with a 7k swing here. Just gonna rest their leader. Do I counter out of this one? Probably should. And I don't want to block because then they can start attacking into it. So I don't think we need both Luffys, I'll be honest. It would be funny, but I don't think we need them both. He has done his job. Hopefully they just can't get rid of this and we are safe from their removal for the rest of the game. Essentially shutting off the deck's whole function. You know, Black's whole shtick is to KO things. Looks like they might potentially have a way to remove our Corazon, however. They are going to try. They know what they need to do. Unfortunately, we're not able to stick the little Corazon as well. Yeah, let's just block that one. And if they want to swing heavily into that with the Khalifa, by all means. Okay, so this will bring it down to 5. So it's at a 3 cost. They shouldn't be able to KO it. Unless I'm missing something, the Luffy should protect the Corazon. So hopefully, that's how it works. Because they're bringing it down to a 1. Brook's not gonna cut it. Let's go. We done it. I've peaked. That's my boy right there. Now what? Are you just gonna stand there and do nothing? He's at 0 now. Doesn't say base cost. Oop, I'm gonna have to censor that. Yeah. That's the point. Oh, man. Man. Alright. There we go. We got to show why we're running it. I'm so happy. And he leaves. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try and censor that out, but GG's to my opponent, Luffy Rosinante. It's kind of funny when it works, right? Alright, we are up against Perona with the jewelry Bonney. We are gonna be going first. I'm gonna mull this one. That's a little better. Go ahead and play out the baby 5. We can use that next turn. Can't KO it this turn at least. They are playing the Inupe, which is not a card you see in every build these days. But we're just gonna go ahead and take a peek here at the top 5. We've only got one target, so that's what we're gonna take. And then we're gonna leave one up, so that way if they want to swing with the Inupe into the baby 5, we can rest their leader. That way they can't get attack into our life and the baby 5. They are attacking into our life here, so maybe they've got the Ryuma to just KO it. But we're definitely just going to rest the Inupe here. And I think we'll take that hit. Get the Doflamingo. Got the Hiyori. Yeah, they do got the Ryuma there. Don't really have any plays, so I guess we're just gonna play out the Bonney. We can grab Cavendish. And then we'll swing 7 at life, leaving the 1 up. I'm gonna counter out of that one, going down to 5 cards in hand after draw. Next turn, we'll probably play out the Basil Hawkins. Good play there using the You Can Be My Samurai to rest their guys before I can. And they got the Sabo. We'll swing 5. They probably free block, but we'll see. Yeah, they just free block that. We'll play out the Basil and then pass. Basil's a little tricky for them to get rid of, so hopefully it'll stick. Got a second Basil as well, which is pretty good. We can also do Corazon into the Cavendish, which feels pretty strong. We'll be doing 9k into us. We're just going to rest the leader. Take that one, get another 2k. They're going to play the Borsellino. Developing board here seems pretty strong, so I think we'll do better to do this beforehand. And swing 7. I think we're gonna do it into the Sabo, leaving the 1 up. Got a pretty good hand here. We've got the 10 drop potentially for next turn. And then if the Cavendish sticks, we can restand 2 after playing the Doflamingo. And that will allow us to leave our leader effect active. Also allows us to do 6k swing with our leader so that we can get around the blockers. 7k attack at our leader. Do I rest leader of the Sabo? I think we'll rest the Sabo. and I will take this, getting the rogue. Not good in this matchup, so I'll probably just pitch it to counter. They can just rest it for free with their leader ability, so he doesn't really do anything for us. They got the Gecko Moria. Gonna KO the Cavendish. So if we do decide to do the Doflamingo play here, we won't be able to have a Dawn active, unfortunately. Kid is interesting. Like it more if I had a blocker to play off. Currently we do not. Still seems like a pretty strong play since they've not got many cards in hand. We can start with a 5k into life. I want to leave the 1 up for my leader effect still, and I need 9 if I want to do the Eustace play. They will free block that. I'm going to attack into the Sabo. Let that go. No targets. Potentially we could have played out the baby 5 if we wanted, but it doesn't feel great. Rather keep that in hand. So that way if they don't have the removal for the Eustace, we've got plenty of counter to protect it. If they're not able to get rid of it, makes for a really strong Doflamingo turn. Rest the Ryuma. Then we will no blocks. 2, 1. Not afraid to counter with the erode either if they do another 10 at us. 9 Dawn left. Going for a Gecko Moria. Bit annoying that they've got another one. Toy Soldier. So yeah, that will get rid of it. We can block that one. And they got the Otama. And they're going to be swinging with the Borsellino. I think we'll counter that one. Interesting that they did that, because now I have a better Doflamingo. Won't be able to leave 1 up for my leader effect, but I think that's okay. I think I'll even attack with the Basil here. Because I think I can protect that. They've not got a lot of cards in hand. So it puts me in a position where I can potentially go for game next turn, I think. With the Hody Jones. Even if they try to block her up. Really, they've only got the 2 attackers as well, so I don't feel like I'm in range of dying with 2 life left. Gonna be starting off with the Otama that draws them a Ryuma. That is not a counter. That's at least 1 dead card in hand. Seems risky. Ooh, sacrificing another Otama there to draw. You can be my samurai. That will draw them 2 cards. We know there's still 1 dead card in there at the very least. Doing a Toy Soldier, so they're going to be getting rid of the Corazon Rosanate. Dropped the dead card from hand. I think we want him to stick around. Or another Hody. No blockers. Played the Ryuma. They've played a lot of their 2Ks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I would venture to say they've not got many left, but we'll start with an 11K swing. They're gonna take that one. 8, 13. And I doubt, yeah. Yeah, that's what I figured. They used so many 2K counters there. GG's though, it was a good one. They had a couple Morias, which was nice for them, but we curved out really well, and I think we kind of got to show why the Rosinante can be pretty good as well. Helped us fill our board a little bit, and was able to help us just kind of maintain advantage. Since we get off to a kind of slow start, you know, really playing one thing a turn. If they're able to answer it, can get a little sketchy for us, but that was a pretty good game for us, for the Bonney. All right, I think we were up against the same Law. They chose to go second. We're gonna mull. Got 2 of the cards we want, but we still need to find Hody Jones. Hopefully we don't bottom deck all of them here off this search. I think we'll take another Basil. Not gonna attack into him though. $2K is nice. Ugh. Played right into that one. Need to be more cautious of the Law. Only got the Luffy as a target there. Play out the Rouge. Next turn we've got Hawkins. Getting rid of our Bonney, playing out the Sachi Penguin, and not attacking. We're just gonna play out the Hawkins. Not attack. Still don't want them getting cards. They've got way too many cards right now. Doing the Ein. Probably getting rid of the Eroge. On Clay, still not attacking. Do Basil Hawkins. Do the baby 5. Ah, there goes our Hody Jones right on the top. And only one target. That's unfortunate. Hody Jones would have been so good next turn. Let's go ahead and rest the Queen. Take this one. Another Doflamingo. And just start chaining those, I suppose. Counter that one. Fake. Don't really want that. Yeah. Leader effect. You gotta play over something at least. Reiju's kind of what I figured there. There. Into Law. don't get to leave one up for our leader effect, but that's okay. Just, I don't think they realized they didn't get the... Did they draw the 2? I don't think they got to draw off that. Interesting. Got another Doflamingo so we can keep these guys tapped down. Another Reiju. I guess let's start attacking into them. They only got 2 Dawn. I'm gonna attack with the Basil. We need to try and win. They've got too many cards though. Okay. Didn't rip our 2Ks at least. Not really what we want. Do we try and go for game or clear board? Phew. Does not feel great. Probably play that out. They've only got 5 Dawn to play with. I think I'm gonna go for life here. They're gonna block. Alright, let's think about this. If they have Kid Killer and a Reducer, worst case scenario, they probably have 2 Kid Killers. They can play one, swing, play another one. Got the 2 blockers. I'll have this. Or I could just keep this as counter. Take. Is it better just to keep it as counter? I think it is. So we just try and attack them to 0. We can rest their blocker. I don't know. I don't know if this is correct, but this is what we're going with, and we're gonna hope it's gonna work. They've only got 5 Dawn. They do have a lot of dudes, but I've got the 2 Basil Hawkins. I don't think they're going to be getting rid of those. Got a good amount of counter. Rest that. This is a 7. They don't have any way to bypass blockers, so I'm going to take this one. Another 1K. Got 3 attacks left. Counter that one. Counter that one. Counter this one. And they scoop it up. So they could have done Kid Killer, attack for 7, but I would have been able to protect both my Basils, and they didn't have much counter in hand, so even without the Hody Jones, we were able to get that one in the end. Very close. I misplayed a little bit in the beginning by allowing them to get that, what was it, the Law off, I believe. I think that happened this game. I've played against a lot of Laws, or so far today, but we were able to get it. Doflamingo put in work there, being able to lock up their board. Definitely think it was correct for us to just try and go get them to 0 there and say we're gonna live, because I don't know. I think just by attacking their board, we're giving them too much time, especially knowing that they run cards like the Kid and Killer. So the matchup's winnable, but it's really bad. Alright, it's gonna be another long one. This hand seems decent enough. I'm trying something here, and I don't know if it's the move, but we shall see. Don't think I want to attack into them is the thing. Not until I can Hody. Yeah, that's what I figured. I could just do some searching. Get a rogue of my own. Grab a 2K. Do a little 5K attack. Now I get to play out my rogue, and if they want to try and clear my dudes, I can tap this down. I'll be going to 8, so I could play the Hody to tap down a Dawn they leave up. Maybe I should have grabbed the other 2K actually. I think that's the one that we can play out in this matchup, and it can be kind of annoying. They are on 7, so I guess they could also play a Hody Jones if they've got it. Tap down art, yeah. Yep. Interesting, they're leaving my rogue. I'm okay with that, personally. Now I can do this. Let's do a little poke. Yes, maybe they figured they were going to try and rest it with leader effect. I'ma say, nah, get him out of here. No, another one. Don't really have any 2Ks, but they're gonna get that one. How much counter do I have? Not a lot. Let's do a little 5er and hope they rest the Hody Jones. Nice. Lock them up. Maybe we play Kid. They've got Kid with the Bart. Not good. We shall attack into the Kid. It will rest Hody. All right. $10 drop would be not good for us for sure. Let's hope they don't have that. Yeah, that tracks. That does indeed make sense. I don't have anything to do. Like, I suppose I could have played another Hody, tapped some things down and started attacking into those. Probably bet. Well, all I had was the Bonney, and yeah, I don't know. Gonna tap that down, KO'd that. Tap into something else, maybe got some cards out of their hand. Maybe that's better. Probably better in hindsight. Could have attacked into the kid then. Deny them the value on it here. We've got hand advantage, but we don't really have all that many 2Ks. We rest the kid. Could just, okay. Not gonna, I was gonna say it could just be another Doflamingo. But they use some Dawn, so that will not be the case. Maybe they forget to put a Dawn on kit. Nope, okay. Probably A. Let's do Bonney. Basil. Oh, yeah. Nope. Other 8K. Okay. This feels really bad, but I could have tried to do that first. Just play it over something, but I don't know. Let's not forget to do that. Go ahead and just do a 10. Okay, let it go. You can go into life. Maybe? Okay. I'm not ballsy enough to go for game with the rogue. That is bad. All right. So I can protect it, right? I got 2. And I do that. They can go 9. They go 9 though, and I protect it, which I can. They're kind of cooked. If I don't protect it, they go 5, 7, 9. But yeah, so I have to protect it. And I think we're okay because they have to get rid of the kid. And we have just enough to protect it, so we do end up getting there in the end. Very close game. Oh, they left before the GGs though. So that was a very close one. I think I'm gonna call it here for the game. So let's go ahead and kind of talk about how we did and the deck performed. All right, we are at the end of the video. Now it's time to take a look at how did we do. Well, we played a total of 26 games with Bonney, and do keep in mind that about half of those games were played with a slightly different variation of the deck, where I was testing out the 7 cost at Doflamingo. Probably not optimal, but I was having fun with it. So about half those games were with that build, and the other half that I recorded were with the build that I showcased in the deck profile. So we did 26 games. We had about a 62% win rate, 16 and 10, so not too bad. I played quite a few games against Law, and we'll talk more about that in just a minute. But overall, I was really impressed with the deck. I enjoyed the deck a lot more than I thought I would too. The deck honestly reminded me a lot of my time playing Queen and a little bit of playing Perona, kind of similar to Queen in the sense that you're often not attacking into your opponent early and you're trying to starve them out for resources and develop just a whole bunch of big bodies. And then once you've KO'd everything on their board, then you can start attacking into their life once you've depleted their resources and you're in a position where they can no longer go for lethal. So I really liked how the deck played. I was really impressed. Let's talk a little bit more about the matchups. We played 2 games against Enel and we were able to get both of those. I think Enel is a pretty good matchup so long as you starve them out. The big thing with Bonney is I really do think you need to know your matchups and how you play into them. For Enel, you want to try and starve them out a little bit. Kata, I think you need to be a little bit more aggressive than you are into Enel, but you can also do a pretty good job at just starving them out. Maybe not necessarily starving them out, but just locking them out of the game once you can start playing your 10-drop Doflamingos. The big moms don't mean much if they just attack with one thing, you rest something else, and then start locking them up with the 10-drop Doflamingo. The mirror match is a really weird starve game where you're not really attacking into each other because you don't want them using their leader effect to rest your things. So it's another one where you're kind of starving them out. Doflamingo, you need to be more aggressive, and if they're playing a lot of removal like the Gravity Blade and Red Rocks, I think this matchup's pretty sketchy, as event-based removal is able to deal with our Basil Hawkins a little bit easier. All they have to do is rest everything on their board, and then they can just play their Gravity Blade, Red Rock, whatever it may be, and Basil Hawkins is out of there as we have nothing to rest in order to prevent him from being removed from play. Lucci, going into this, I thought Lucci was going to be a pretty rough matchup for the deck, as historically black has a pretty good matchup into mono green, but we were able to do okay, especially with the Rosinante Luffy combo. Makes the black Lucci matchup pretty easy. I'm a little bit sad we haven't been playing against any Gecko Morias. Definitely losing popularity right now, but I think once we start seeing results, we could see a rise in Gecko Moria again, as I have an inkling of a suspicion that that deck is still going to be pretty strong in the OP07 format. Perona, kind of similar to the Bonney mirror in that you're trying to starve each other out. A little bit awkward because you're not able to play your rogue really at all in this matchup, as they just rest it and do anything and it dies. But I think it's a pretty even matchup overall. We're 1-1 against it. I think it's pretty 50-50. We played the most games against Law. Very clearly the most popular deck in the format right now. We were 5-5 against it in the end, but do keep in mind that when I was using my first build and I was getting to a feel for the deck, I lost my first 4 games against Law, and we were able to bring it back to 5-5. Initially, I was not starving Law out, and that was definitely my downfall. You definitely need to try and starve Law out, and take over the game once you drop your Hody Jones. If you don't do that, the matchup's a lot harder. You just need to starve them for resources. The less cards they have, the less likely you are to have an answer for everything on your board. And once we get to the late game, even where if at 1 or even 0 life, we're often able to stabilize through things like the Basil Hawkins, the 8-cost Kid, and the 10-drop Doflamingo in order to just tap down their board. So, by no means is Law a good matchup for Bonney, but it's a lot more manageable than I had initially thought it was. Played one game against Red Purple Luffy, and I did lose that one. I played 3 Doflamingos, and they had 3 Shanks in order to remove every Doflamingo, and so then they had 3 12k bodies on the board. I think they had a new gate as well, and yeah, we lost after that. On paper, I thought it would be an okay matchup, though, just because they're not, they're playing a big thing every turn. We can tap something down, prevent an attack. But I think I needed to be a little bit more aggressive in the early game. Starter deck Luffy, or starter deck 13 Luffy. Good matchup for the deck, I think. I'm 1-1 against it. The game I won was super easy. And the game I lost, I believe, I don't think I was recording this one, but if I remember right, I didn't draw any counter and basically lost by turn 5, because that happens sometimes with Bonney. A little sad I didn't get to play a little bit more against this one, as like I said, I do think it's a pretty good matchup for the deck, and it is going to be one of the more prevalent decks in the OP07 format. I think we'll have to wait and see, but I do think it's going to be a pretty popular pick. So that's the deck. That's how we did. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm definitely going to be playing around some more with Bonney, maybe do some streams every now and again as well, just playing some games on the sim. I think that might be a little fun thing to start doing as well. But that's going to wrap things up for today. As always, thank you so much to everyone who watched the video, especially if you watched all the way to the end. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this in the future. I think this week we will also be covering Black Yellow Luffy, and then going into next week we'll be covering some of the more fun decks. I had some people asking me to try and do Vegapunk and Foxy. They're new leaders from OP07. I know they're not all that relevant in the meta, but hey, why not give it a shot, okay? But again, that's going to wrap things up for today. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.